Bit of a disadvantage here, though. Oh, sorry, I meant to. The disadvantage being that I wanted to take on another quad, and I couldn't. Because in taking down that walker, I turned off the sentinels for this planet. And I revealed a nest, but the nest is it's somewhere else. So, for those of you who aren't entirely sure what was going on, including me for that matter, let's talk. I intended to take down 3 quads, because I was going to take down 3 quads. So I took down 1 quad. I stole a Gravitino ball and raised my wanted level all the way up to 3. So I took down that quad. Then I figured, you know what, if I were to drop my wanted level all the way down to 2, and then start fighting again, then I'd be able to take out all the sentinels and push it back up to 3 again, which I tried to do. But after you take out the quad, your sentinel wanted level goes all the way up to 4. I didn't want to fight a level 4 monster, you know, that hard frame. I wasn't going to fight it. But my sentinel wanted level, despite being 2, the hard frame was still around. So I took it out. Figured, you know what? Maybe the hard frame will, taking that out will push things up to, oh, let me just grab this. We'll push things up to 3, and but it didn't. Because I defeated a level 4 sentinel. It pushed it all the way up to 5. And so I hid out for a bit, waited to drop down to 3. And you know what happened when it did drop down to 3? Well, there was a quad there, but the quad was one of the level 5 sentinels. And you know what else was there at the time? A sentinel walker. They deploy those at level 5. So I was thinking, okay, I'll take down the walker first, because I seem to be doing an okay job of that. So I was taking down the walker, and I figure I'll get to the quad afterwards. So I take down the walker. Yes, that's right. Little old me took down the biggest, nastiest sentinel boss there is. And doing that, though, shut down the sentinels. Like, completely. And revealed the... Oh, hang on a second. Go to an explanation. I keep getting interrupted. Blah, blah, blah. Kind of these brains. Anyway, so I took down the walker. When I did, it shut down the sentinels and revealed a nest. But it took out the quad too. So, a couple of points here. First, if you want to take out 3 quads, you can't do it by going up to level 5, because that'll only spawn a total of 2 quads. 1 for level 3, 1 for level 5. Second, if you take down a sentinel walker, then you've shut down the sentinels, at least temporarily. Shut down the sentinels. And which means that if I want to defeat 3 sentinel quads, I'm going to have to steal 3 Gravitino balls. It's really the only way to do it, because escalating things up to 5, I'd have to fight I'd prefer to fight the walker first, because the walkers don't lunge at you the way quads do. Okay, I'm going to take the sentinel pillar down, but the reason I'm doing that is because there's a bit of lore in these. There's also a kind of multi-tool I want to have a look at, and it may or may not be available. Also, I can shut the sentinels down here too. But there's lots of planets where you can fight sentinels, sentinel quads, all that. So anyway, I'm gonna have to fight a sentinel quad 3 times. I'll use the same method I did to fight one sentinel quad at a time, to fight 3 of them, one at a time. It's not the method I wanted to use, to be perfectly frank, but it's the only method I got right now. And going forward, it's also the only method I can think of for... I need that stuff, you know. It's also the only method I can think of for taking down multiple quads. Okay, well, there he is. You know, we've had a lot of firsts just now. It's the first time I've taken out a walker, obviously, but it's also the first time where I've taken out a quad without, or not a quad, these things, without a whole lot of forward planning. I did not expect to find myself taking one on. And I have proved that I actually can do this thing. Where is the interface thingy? I don't know whether I should shut the sentinels off right now, because right now I have a wanted level of 1, and what better means of doing that, of polishing off the mission, to kill 3 sentinel quads. I got 2 more down. 2 more I gotta do right now. So as long as my sentinel wanted level is going up conventionally, I am going to kill another quad, if I can find one. Sometimes they don't actually show up. And then, or rather they're hidden. And then I'll shut the sentinels off by the means of the pillar, read the next bit of lore, check for the multi-tool I'm looking for. I doubt it's actually going to be there, but it's not. But it's worth a shot anyway. And that'll be 2/3 the way finished the mission. And then it's off to another planet to kill another sentinel quad. I got a few maps for sentinel pillars. There he is. There's the dog. Here, Fido. Stay, Fido. Don't shoot me, Fido. I called you Fido, Fido. You want to be called German Shepherd. Doing it in a bomb crater. And there we go. Oh, another one of those pointy-headed trolls here. Yeah, there's 2 of them in a 3rd level fight. Healing powers of combat supplies. Like these. Here, Fido. Get that dog. Ah, here we go. And dead, and that's 2. Okay. All I gotta do is shut this off. And done. I said done. Okay. That should take care of things. Now let's see. Let's check the logs. Well, as we swam with void dragons, robotic life forms would delight in our presence, but organics would shoot us from the sky. But we had no fear of death. We knew we had never been alive. Now let's talk weapons technology. Now it's just a B class, and I think it's a rifle. I'll have to patch it up. Yeah, if I were to compare it with my current one, see, it would actually be a step down. I mean, the very reason that I kept looking for multi-tools was because I wanted one that wasn't a rifle or a pistol. Yeah, pistol. And that would at least experimental, alien, or royal. And royal class multi-tools are only available at Sentinel pillars. Is that a... Ooh, a thing that looks like a tumbleweed. Interesting. So, where do I go from here? Simple. Land on another planet, swipe another gravitino ball, kill the quad, hide out, and then end this very, very, very exhausting mission. Which has certainly taken me in a few unexpected directions, believe me. Okay. Well, since you have already seen me take down a Sentinel quad by swiping a gravitino ball, I guess the next time, I guess we'll meet back at the station. Because this has certainly been a whale of an adventure, hasn't it? Before I turn my missions in, I'd like to point out that I just got 27 pieces of salvaged glass. And I'm gonna keep opening them. I'll probably sell the blueprints, because you can only have like so many Sentinel blueprints installed on either of your devices, and I've maxed myself out in both exosuit and multi-tool. There we are. Yeah, that was a lot. A lot of blueprints, a couple of Sentinel boundary maps, some nanites, some antimatter, and some geodesite. Okay, well, since I am, ironically, since I was maxed out on an Explorer's standing, and you can't really lose that standing because it's a guild, that I didn't really need to take that mission. But I wasn't thinking in that direction at the time. Well, there was an interesting trip if ever there was one. And speaking of interesting trips, I'm going to go back to John Teeter to check on how its missions went. I mean, yes, I'm in rather a good mood right now, having taken down a Sentinel walker and shut off Sentinels from the entire planet and built a Sentinel nest and taken that down, and finally taken that third quad down. But All the same, if I find out that one of my ships has been hurt, or dare I say it, destroyed, I'm gonna be a bit miffed, irked. Honestly, unless it's a C class, they tend to get hurt a little bit more often. So everybody should be back now. You know what it does is. Yeah, they're all home. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. And they all look like they came home intact. Certainly. So, let's talk for a second, shall we? What did you guys do? Collected a bounty. Surveyed some plants. Found some unusual alloys and asteroids. Bought a large share of terraforming business. Explosive device detonated within hold. Suspect hostile agents at last supply station. Internal security quickly vented cargo base preventing damage. Bomb components processed for valuable materials. I think we've run into this before. Talk about it later. Hurricane Now thing. Okay, it's later. So, that thing where a bomb went off, I think that's one of those things where if it had been a lower class of ship involved, it would have gotten hurt, and I would have had to fix it. But it looks like they're prepared for things like this now. So let's see. How'd you guys do? Recycled reactor fuel. Discovered a pirate base. Extracted liquid metal and processed it into neural ducts. Or maybe I got those sold. I don't know. Those are trade goods. Extracted valuable materials from a crashed freighter. Refined minerals at 51% efficiency. I don't know if that's particularly good, but it's not particularly bad either. Harvested scrap metals. Scanned asteroid got attacked by pirates, defeated pirates. I think that might be another one of those where where it would have hurt a lesser ship. Intercepted a missile, destroyed it. Live fire test of a experimental weapon. Crab dredging business. There seem to be a lot of those going around. Harvested scrap metals from valuable debris. Encountered a freighter. No one there. Stripped the hull for valuable components. Medicinal flora. Got some samples. Harvested stellar matter. Got storage augmentation. And here you guys are. And what about you? Trade mission. This is going to be an easy one to describe. 257% markup. 371% profit ratio. ROI 181%. 267% profit. 141% profit. ROI 175%. Done. That was short. And you guys, a balanced mission. Navigating error led to fleet warping into an asteroid belt. Again, I think a lesser ship would have gotten hurt by this. Extracted mineral-rich ice. Planet became cold in the deep of the drill. That's weird. Was there a black hole at the center or something? Bounty hunted. Extracted valuable ore. Another bounty hunter. Investment opportunity. Bought large share of the business. Another warp into an asteroid belt. You know, you're gonna have to retrain whoever's piloting that ship of yours. At least you got out of it okay. 146% profit. 6,400 tons of valuable ore. Deployed weapon system secured both knowledge and bounty payments. Engineering crew able to strip and dismantle and strip vessels. Damaged starships. Let's see. Loaded orbital hauler with mineral source returned to the fleet. Battled smugglers. Got ambushed but survived. And here you are. And the last one, an exploration mission. So what did you guys do? This was a long one, and a difficult one too. Birds with reflective feathers. Cartographic drones on this one planet. Physical recordings. Well, 5,900 years old. Wow, okay. Looks like a musical instrument. Interesting. Novel crystal structures. Hill bear of all flora except for this one plant with a giant root network. We've seen these before. Another navigation error. Is this a thing with my crew here? Am I going to have to conduct a nice briefing about how to navigate ships? 101. 89% dude, maximum solar activity. Discovered outstanding bounty. Well, there's a combat. Had part of an exploration mission. 66 new species. A resonating planet. Or, no, a telepathic planet. So it would seem. Bunch of nocturnal spider-like things. Creepy, isn't it? Vy'keen burial chamber. Giant snails. You know, that reminds me of Dr. Dolittle. There was a giant snail there, too, I think. It's effort to burn away net infestations. Interesting. Surveyed a star system. Long-range scan of another star system. 95 celestial bodies in this other sector. Maybe those are just stars and random planets, not moons. And here you are safe. With a rare archaeological item, too. Well, I'm going to send... Since you all done so well, I'm going to send you on another round of missions. Exploration and trade missions, apparently. And it looks like I'm going to have to make a balanced mission out of support ships. Fortunately, these balanced... Oh, congratulations to the MS Falcon of the... Tebishist? Is that how you say that? For making it to S-Class. Applause, etc. Now, let's see. 25 hours. Next filming session, they're not going to be done yet. Put this one in. Oh, wait. Did I forget to... Yeah, in all this excitement with the Sentinels and Sentinel Walkers and all that, I completely forgot to make some new fuel. So, yeah, let me just whip some up right here. What did that do? I meant to press E. Except that the E, I think, is double billed, or double booked, or double something, because if I were to press E now without a space selected, it would move on to another storage box. That must have been what happened. Bewildering. Anyway, as I was saying, let's plot this one. It is objectively the most difficult. 100 tons. And this... You see, there's an edge I gotta push this over, so to speak. Actually, no, I'll use this. It's 450 tons, maybe, but I'm gonna need my support ships, and I don't think adding one is gonna help. So they should be able to take care of this. Although, if I were to add one that's strong in combat, like this one here, for instance. Well, it ups things to 500 tons. It's because of how long this mission actually is. So I'm hoping this goes okay with just the 3 of you. And then there's this 2-star difficulty mission, which is only 13 hours long, and let me see, attaching extra support to it. In this case, I need one that's strong in industry. I think this one will do. I think that's the same amount of amount of fuel. No, wait. It's 200 tons versus 200 tons. It is the same. Hmm, 10, 8. Yeah. Okay. This should be okay. I'd like to keep everything else above 10. That's what I'm looking at here. A trade expedition. I'm wondering. Yeah, this is definitely going to outclass it. And if I were to add a supply ship, it's nice and combat heavy. Now, it doesn't change things. However, if I were to take out the big guy here, will that drop it down to... I thought it might do something like this. 100 tons as opposed to like 150 or something. I know I saved resources here. So that's everything. Yeah, this shouldn't be too hard. Okay. Now for a balanced expedition. Perhaps this one will be, well, I think I'm going to make this one a ragtag bunch of misfits kind, you know, where it's just 4 ships. But yeah, that was my last exploration ship. And adding a support ship, what will that do? It's 200 tons versus, wait a minute, what am I at here? Yeah, high. Everything's high. It's 200 tons of fuel versus 3, 8. I need one that's low in combat, actually. This ought to work. 200 tons versus 200 tons. So it doesn't change things. No, it seems like it's overkill. Then there's this one. An all-support mission. Yeah, here we go. And it's absolutely free, too. Let me see. Yeah, it's an easy mission. So, I'll launch it. Okay. Now, I just got to do some chores. And then we're going to fly through the black hole. And check the missions where we end up. So I'll meet you back at whatever station there is on the other side of the black hole. Well, blow me down if there aren't two. That's right, two missions with salvage, with salvage frigate modules in them. I am so taking them. I have to take a photo of a portal. Well, when I do that, it'll be the first time I've run into a portal that was not affiliated with the story in any way. And there's monstrosities, so I can always kill those. But since I'm at the maximum point in, as far as Explorer's Guild is concerned, then I'm only ever going to take one of those if they too offer salvaged frigate modules. So, if anything happens, I'll show it. Otherwise, I'll meet you back here. Okay, let's see what we have here. I cannot step through. I know now that if I do, all this will be over. Life has come back to me. I have seen the horrors and wonders. I have been cruel. I have become good and evil. I have grown beyond all such things, life after life, and now I am become you. That you are reading this, that I know you are reading this. It means that one day I will step through the portal, that I will wake up next to a crashed ship, that I will be reborn once more. I wonder how many times this happened. Am I reading my own past logs? I don't know. I haven't taken this particular path in story yet. But anyway, once I've shot these guys down, I'll meet you back at the station. I can't exactly stay here long because the sentinels on this planet are nasty, but what you're looking at is indeed a portal, the kind used in well, I forget which episodes. I think 33 was one of them. 66 might have been another. In theory, if I wanted to, if I knew the address of another planet in game, I'd be able to enter its address in the console I just brought up as a series of glyphs. You know, like the ones we've been seeing throughout the story. It's a bit like an address in that regard. And it's another aspect of the multiplayer part of the game. If I can get a hold of the glyph coordinates of some of the planets I visited or established bases on, then I suppose I could, I guess, publish them all just in case if somebody wants to visit, or as many of them as possible. Of course, I'm not going to hop back and do that on this planet, though. It's an aggressive sentinel planet, so I can't really stay here that long. And even if I could, I don't know anyone's portal address, so I wouldn't be able to demonstrate it. But anyway, I'm going to go turn these missions in. So I'll meet you back at the station. Alright, let's see. Let's see, explorers standing kind of urges. Yeah, I can do these two. So I'll get them done. And then once again I'll meet you back here, but let me check something first. Yeah, you can never be too sure. So if anything else happens, I'll meet you back at the station. But wait, something else has happened. I am now maximum rank in the Merchants Guild, too. So perhaps I'll just keep doing these mercenary missions. Well, that didn't take too long. So, I guess I'm gonna postpone the rest of this, but I figure that I had to do at least one level 9 mission, now that I am level 9, of merchants and explorers, and mercenaries when I eventually get there. However, there are other missions available elsewhere. What does that mean? Well, I'll let you know after I save off. Alright, so all we gotta do for mercenaries is repair a damaged item. So I'm gonna do that. Then I'll turn it in and recheck. But it'll also depend on whether and exactly how many missions I have left to... Oh wait, it's here. Oh, there's only 4 of them. And after that, well... Don't worry, there are other missions, but I suppose if I were to finish all 4 mercenary missions I need, then I'll just head out to the next I think now we're gonna have to look for the next black hole. I'm wondering if I should just go through that without bothering with the missions. But there are other things which I've been doing off screen. For example, derelict freighters. Now, we've seen all 3 kinds of, well, I guess you could say derelict freighter missions. So, I haven't actually bothered showing them. But but derelict freighters are the only source of upgrades for freighters, technology upgrades for freighters. And so because of that, I've been doing them off screen. And it's certainly saved like a lot of time watching the same thing. They might have freighter salvage modules on them, but they might not. But they're always going to have a random technology upgrade. And that's the real reason. Of course, if I were to find a... it all depends on the number of cargo pods that are available. If I were to find a freighter, a derelict freighter, that has... that has like a lot of them, then, I mean, if I were to end up in the same star system, or if I were to use an emergency receiver twice in the same star system, never mind the cost going up, then I'd be playing the same freighter. But if there's a lot of storage boxes on that freighter, then that's not necessarily a bad thing, because of the odds that I'll get a salvage module out of it. There really aren't any other ways to get them, though. Besides doing missions. But then, I don't know, I still have those level 9 missions to do. Guess if one of them is available, I'll demonstrate it. And there's still that one mission left. You know, the one where you take down 4 Sentinel quads? I did something like it, but I took down 3 Sentinel quads. I can also think of a way to take down 4 Sentinel quads without really... oh wait. I mean, it's a bit tedious, but it's really the best way to do it without shutting off the Sentinel for the entire planet, for example. At least temporarily. So yeah, that was the repair mission done. It's now ridiculously easy because I constantly have supplies with me. If not on my ship or my exosuit, then it's with my freighter. Which is indeed in this system, and if it isn't, I can call it. There we go. Speaking of said freighter, I now have the maximum amount of frigates available to command, which I think is 30. It's like 6 of every one. Alright. So let's turn this one in then. Okay. Repair damaged item. Merchants. Kill a predator, that's also easy. And the level 9 guild mission is also a mercenary. So I guess if I can do the other 3 missions, then I'll do that one and see if there's anything different about it. But what I'm going to do, since I've only got like 3 of these left, is I'll meet back with you once I rank up, or once I have to go to the next system. So I'll see you then.